Hello everyone, welcome back to more Tametsi. We're moving on to puzzle number 55 now. A's and B's, and the puzzle is Emergency 2. I don't remember the previous emergency puzzle, but I assume there was one. We have corners. The 4 next to the 1 gives us these 3 squares. Now we have a 0. These 2 ones give us this. A 5. No, this 3 has to be all 3. There's a 0 here now. The 4 next to the 1 again gives us these and this. These 2 1s give us this. A 1 by a 5 means we need these 4. This 2 needs at least one of its mines up here. So this 1 is finished. And so is this one. The 2 next to a 1 puts a mine here. And 1 next to a 1 puts nothing here. I'm getting the hang of these counting down numbers, I think. 2 next to a 1 puts a mine here. And no mines here, I think? Yeah, we have one of these 3, so this one's finished with that. This 3 should be ready now, right? It's got one of these, and the other 2 have to go here. Now there's a 0 and a 0. More zeros. More zeros. This 3 next to 2 1s puts a mine here and no mine here. That's a mine. These are zeros. That's a mine. This 3 next to a 1 looks interesting, but isn't. These 2 1s mean this space is open. This 1 with this one gives me this space. The 1 with the 2 puts a mine here. Okay. Now what? This 3 has 3 remaining. Okay. None of these column clues look useful yet, or edge clues, I guess. I don't think I can do anything with all this, can I? I can. This one and this one overlap here, but not here. Now this one and this one give me those spaces. This one and this one give me these 2. I almost clicked here accidentally. These 2 give me this and all this. There's a 1 here, which I can't do anything with. 1 here. Can I not do anything more here? I can. These 2 1s. They overlap here, but not here. Now this 0 lets me out of this area and solves this and this. But I can't get any further this way. The 3 and the 2 don't tell me much. This 3, though. Now that I've got this 1 here, I know there's at most one of these 2, and at most one of these 2, therefore 1 mine here. And that puts a mine here for the 1, so this is free. Now this 1 and 2 work together with this one. There's one space here, therefore nothing there. Boo, I wanted another clue. But finally, this 2 clue. We have 1 here and 1 here, therefore all this. These 2 1s give me these 2 spaces. This 1 gives the 2 one of these spaces, which frees up the 1 here. This 2 sees 1 here, therefore 1 here. This is a 0 now. This 1 goes there. That's a 0. This 1 and this 1 don't overlap here. This 1 and this 1 don't overlap here. Now we can solve this 1. We're almost done with this 4, but not quite. This 1, we don't have anything to work with it. Oh, but how about this 1? Yes, we have 1 here, therefore the rest of the column is free. Good. Now this 1 and this 1 give me this space. This 1 and this 1 give me these spaces. And we have only 1 A down here, which means this is our second A. Can't really do anything with that at the moment, though, can I? Oh, I solved this, though. All of this is being resolved somehow. I forget what I did that made this happen. This goes here. Must have been this column? Yeah. I need, I need a clue from somewhere else to work this out, don't I? Because there's either 1 or 2 mines in here. And there's no overlapping that helps. So either this needs to tell me or total mine count needs to tell me. This 3 is pretty good. It's got a 1 here. So it needs these 2. And now we resolve this. I can't actually say anything about this yet. But this 0 I can. Specifically, I can say there are no mines next to it. Amazing. Oh. This row has somehow, this column has turned into a 0 somehow. I don't remember when that happened. Great. This 3 and 2 are pretty good, I think. Because 3 can only have 1 of these, and the 2 also has 1 of those. This is kind of like a 2 next to a 1, so it puts a mine there and not here. Now we can finally solve the A's. This 2 can only have 1 of these 2 squares because the 1's, the other is here, and now the A's, I'm wrong. Why? Oh, this space! Oh, I didn't see that. Okay, well. Great. Okay, these 2's next to each other, though, mean that this space can't be a mine. Obviously, I could, like, you know, based on the knowledge from clicking, I could resolve this, but I don't want to do that. God, I want these 2 1s to work, but they don't. They don't, right? I'm not missing something? I don't see any column or row clues that will help right now. And I don't see any overlaps that are useful enough to do anything. I mean, there's a few things I know, but I'm not sure how useful they are. We know there's 1 mine here, which means there's 1 mine here. There's at least one of these 2 mines, but maybe both. Because of this 1, right? This one and this one have, like, they're almost overlapped in this area, but they have this, right? That's the problem. This square. Is there anything I can do about this square? This is the square I hate. Oh, maybe this 7 is good, actually. It doesn't look good, but it might actually be good. There are only 9 squares, and so only 2 of them can be non-mines. One of those is here. Hang on, let's erase that. So one of the places that isn't a mine on the 7 is here. Where's the other? It has to be adjacent to this 2, right? One of those has to not be a mine. So all the rest of this row is mines. I want to double check that. That seems like a bit of a stretch. So what did I say? Yes, because of this 7, this 1 of these is not a mine. At least one. Maybe both aren't, but at least one isn't. And this 2, at least one of these isn't a mine. So we have 7 mines into 9 places, and there's 2 places that need 1 fewer than possible. So the rest need as many as possible. I am sure of this. 1 and 1 give me these squares. This is the only one there. This 1 has to go there. Now the 2 next to the 1 puts a mine here. We finally have a 0. This 2 gets us this. There's a 0 here. 1 there, 1 there. That was a bit of a corker. Have I misused the word corker? It's like British slang, right? What does corker mean? An excellent or astonishing person or thing. I'll take it. Well, where the hell do I go now? Ah, this 1 row clue. That's the answer. This 2 has to put 1 of them in. So the other for the 2 goes here, and the other for the row can't be a mine. Now there's a 0 here, here, here. That's a mine. 0, 0, mine. So one thing we can say, interestingly, is that these two have to be the same, either both mine or both not. Otherwise, we could never prove anything about them. Okay, we can now argue about the B count. The 2 fills in the last B, and also this. But these are all non-mines. These 2's work together to give me this. There's a 1 here. So this 2 has only one of these 2. So this 2 has one of these 2. But that doesn't seem to obviously solve it. Perhaps I need to work on this column? Yes, of course. Maybe. Or also this row is getting pretty close to being meaningful, right? Actually, no, hang on. This 2 is done. Now, we know a 1 here, therefore a 1 here, therefore nothing here. And the last mine for the row goes here. We know, well, nothing much actually in this area. The 2 and the 3, do they cooperate somehow? I don't see it. But I don't see how else I could make progress. Well, I mean, we have at least one of these 2, I guess? Is there a button to, like... I'd like a button to hit the eraser. I wonder what middle mouse does. Nothing. Okay. We do have... This 3 can only put 2 here. So it needs at least one of these 2, which is important for this column. But it doesn't solve the column as far as I can tell. There might be both of these 2, but there might not. Oh, the 3 next to the 2 is what I need. It's simpler than that. The 3 can only put 1 far away from the 2. The others all have to be adjacent to 2. So there's a mine here, and the 2 doesn't have any mines on the other side. Now this 1 works with this 1 to give me this space. Likewise this space. Now the 0 clears this. That's a mine. That's not. That is. Great. This 2 finishes the column, because at least one of its mines must go here. So in fact, exactly one of its mines does. And these are zeros. Are we there yet? I don't see it. These don't quite say anything. I can't figure anything out from total mine count yet, I don't think. What about this one? I don't think I get anything from it. Yeah. This one I can ignore because I've got that information already here. I can't do anything from this edge. The 3 and the 2 just have too big a non-overlap, right? Well, not quite, I guess. I know there's at least one of these two. That seems like a very weak conclusion, but it is true. There's at least one of those. Maybe I do need to start counting total mines. Okay, so let's work on that. There's at least one here. Maybe another up there, maybe not. There's exactly one there. There's one here, one here. But it's hard to narrow down the rest, right? Like, this area has 3, but it might include the 2 or it might not. You know what I mean? And like, this only gets us up to 7. There's 2 more somewhere. But they could be somewhere in this column, or they could be here, or they could be in like parts that are not shared by the 3 and the 2. Like here. Just way too many options. Well, okay, no. I could have gotten this a while ago. I see. A long time ago. This one. Where's by the way, you can see neighbors. I forget if I showed you this. Shows the one sees these 2, so there's one of those. This 2 therefore sees only one of these, and therefore none of these. That, I hope, is the information I needed. It does look good. Because this 3 is next to a 1 and a 2. That should tell us a lot, right? 2 of these, well, no. 1 of these means 2 of these. Ah, and since we have 2 of these, that finishes this 2, so the rest of this column is empty. The 1 goes there. There's a 0 and a 1 and a 1. Now there's a 1 next to a 2, putting a mine here. Now this 1 and this 2 are sort of interesting, aren't they? Maybe not very interesting, but a little interesting. We have one of these 2, which means one of these 2. Which means one of these 2, but I don't really care about that. How about if I count it differently? One of, yes, these kind of overlap interestingly. One of these 2, which means one of these 2, which means one of these 2. Doesn't that overlap interestingly with someone? I guess not. Well, yeah, it does. One of these 2 overlaps kind of with itself, right? We then have one of these 3. Wait, did I do this wrong? Something about that doesn't feel right. You shouldn't get information about a cell from itself, except by the number printed on it. So one of these 2, yeah, I think I did it wrong, that's why. One of these 2, therefore one of these 2. Therefore, one of these three. But since we already have one of these two, it can't be here. Now these twos don't overlap here, and we can put a mine there and here, and that's a 0. That's a mine. And this needs its last mine here. So these are 0s. And now the last mine is a red one, so I can clear this. Yes. Uh-oh. What? What's wrong? Why can't it just be that this is the mine? Everything's solved now, right? Okay. Oh man, I'm never going to be able to backtrack this. I guess we didn't finish this puzzle. I'm not going to start it over again in the same episode, but like, I don't know where I went wrong. So we'll move on to 56, I guess. It's disappointing. Where do we start? Okay, we don't have corners. That's interesting. And that means this is useful. No, it's not. So this 7 only has 8 neighbors, right? Oh, this 8 is useful because there's only 8 in the column. Now we have 1A here. Okay, I guess. Like 1C means we have 2 C's here. Ah, and if there's 2 C's, there must be 4 non-C's to make up the 6. Where can I find anything out? One of these ones seems important. Ah, it is. I said earlier there was 1C here, but that's not true. There was at most 1C. Oh, maybe I need to start over. I haven't clicked anything yet, so I can't have cheated, but I did make some wrong conclusions, I think. Okay, well, I feel pretty sure about this column. But when I said there's 1C here, therefore 2 C's here, that was not correct. There could be 0 C's here and 3 here. Which makes it rather harder, I think. Because I was about to, like, if I filled all these in as, well, if I guessed that one of these was a C, was a mine, rather, then I would conclude that all these were mines. And then I would conclude all these were non-mines, and that is where I would have made perhaps a mistake. Or where I would have been punished for my mistake. Okay. I mean, there's only one A left, so that means there's two more in this. Like we have two, right? Oh my god, that's horrible. And one here. Sure. It's just, I don't know where to go on this one. This 6 seems important. There might be 3 C's here, but there might be only 2. In either case, there's at least 3 mines in this area. At least 3. There could be 4. Ah, this 5 is where we go next. This 1 means there's at most one of these. And the 5 needs 4 more, and they're here. Now we can do the 1 column, because we know one of these is a mine. The rest aren't. There's a 0. So it turns out there was a mine here, and everything we guessed over here was correct, but it was just a guess. This 2 needs both of its neighbors. That 0 goes there. One of these 2, therefore for the row we need the other 2. No, that's not true because these are possible. Oh, that's all the A's, right? Yeah. So we need this. We need 2 more here, and there's only 2 spaces left. That's a 0. There. There. Okay, 1 more has to go there. 0 more, nothing. 1 more is there. Now there's 2, one of which is a B, so that's the other one. Really? I can solve this from here? Oh, I've made some disastrous blunder. There's only 1 mine left, and 2 of it is a C, and 1 of it is a B. What the hell have I done? Alright, I haven't made much progress since... Like, everything I did since getting stuck was pretty quick. Right, I got this far, and then I realized what's going on with this 5. Maybe I used some diagonal accidentally or something. Anyway, this 1... Yeah. Oh, I probably did. I used this 0 and clicked here or something, and I got lucky. And it happened... Well, that wouldn't have... I wouldn't have realized that mistake, I guess. Yeah, this C is a mine. Means only 2 of these are mines, so the rest of this is. This, no, can't do anything with this 2 yet, or this 2. This 4 is almost resolved, because there's 1 of these. But then there's 4 other squares it might be in, and we need to paint 3 of them. This column could be interesting, because this 1's kind of in the way. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places it could be, so not yet. got to be something with an edge clue, I think. Ah, yes, this 1 crosses with this 1. So the 1 in this row must be one of these 2. So it's not the rest. This 1 puts a mine there. Now there's only 1 in this row, but I can't nail it down, I don't think. One of these 2 and one of these 2. Ah, that is useful because it gives me this mine, I think. Right? I know one of these 2, and whichever one it is forces the row clue, via the row clue, one of these 2. Actually, I already had that from this one, but I've just proven it another way, which is that we need a mine here. Okay, still not totally clear yet. How about this column? Is that good yet? Or this one? Ah, this one, yes. Only one A from the color clue. At most, one of these from the 1, therefore this. And this has to be what fills in the 1, so we have these. Fuck! Why? There's 2 here. One of them's here. Oh, because of diagonals. Okay, right. Right. I accidentally used diagonal clues for this 1, which I shouldn't have. Oh, so this one wasn't connected at all. Oh, this was just completely erroneous. I need to start over. Because I no longer know what I was allowed to know there. At least I've got the beginning of this puzzle down pat, huh? There we go. We're practically back to where we left off. And we have this 1 to work with, one of these, so we know the rest is all good. And we have the same idea here. One of these 2 means this. Yes, and this is about where I made the mistake, right? I looked at this, and I said the 1 touches all of these, but it doesn't. We have one of these 3, but then what? 2 of these 4, and no particular hint on which 2. This puzzle somehow feels like I'm going to have to do something like say, oh, there are 3 left that are A or B, and draw conclusions from that in order to resolve like these row clues that could be pointing at B's or C's or whatever, right? Because, like, look at this 4. We have one of these 2, and therefore we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left, 3 of which must be mines. Now, that's not on its own enough to be useful, but it does tell us that we're using up either a B or a C or both here. And so I'm hoping we can maybe argue B's and C's out of existence through clues like that. The problem is I don't see how to make progress on any of the rest of them. Well, okay, the other thing is we have up here an A or a 1A or 1B are gone, right? Don't know which, but one of them. I guess maybe it's time to start arguing, like, what happens if this is the mine? Does the universe fall apart? We have none here, none here, none here. And then the trail ran cold? No, not quite. We have a mine here. And that means two of these. But I don't know how many of them are blue. I still have two blues left unclicked, even in this hypothetical. So what if I said this was the mine, the A? I have not these. I have this. Now there's only one B left, which means I can mark both of these. And that's clear, and I have this. Wait, hang on. I can't conclude this yet, because this B might be one, right? Oh no, hang on. Is this broken? This B is gone, so there's only one left, which means these both... Yes! I can't... This uses up a single B. Oh, that's fine. At least one B, at least one here. Now that's not a mine either. And then we have, for this 3 column, exactly one of these. So the last one goes here. We have this. Which all seems informative and not impossible. So I mean, I'll try this last A, but I wonder if the idea is to work on these B's, actually. So if I had this, I'd have these, and this, and this. There's only one B left. So it has to be one of these. And we have to fill this in. And we have this again. For the 3, again, we have one of these two and this and not this. So there's a lot in common depending on which of these two we choose. Was it all in common when we were choosing the upper one as well, or not? Where the hell is my music? I'm lost. I guess we should do one of those like we did for the small puzzle where we had to guess a bunch of possibilities and see which thing was the same in all 3 universes. We could do the same for A's here. But I think I just want to start like this and see if anything jogs my memory. And one of these, right? So then we have this. So we have a mine here. And there's only one B left, so we have to have a mine here. So that's interesting, isn't it? No matter what we did, we ended up with a mine in, I think, this square, and maybe this square? Even though it's impossible if we pick the second one. Right? So mine here, not here. No, no. Yes. No, yes. Yes. There are two more in here, but only one B left that it could possibly be. This is a contradiction. So we can't have this be the A. And there has to be a mine there. Okay. And I think there were some things in common depending on which of these we chose, right? Like, I think both of these led to a mine here. And I forget what was going on with these B's, but say we choose this. We have here, here, here. Not this. Two mines in here, and how about this column? We need this, and not this. So there's two mines in here and only one B, so this has to be a mine. And I think the same is true if we choose the other A. So I guess what I really ought to do, all right, instead of using the two corners, I'm going to use which direction it's going. So now let's say we choose this to be the mine, right? Then we have not this, therefore this, not this, therefore this. Now, there's only one B left. So this, yes, still has to be a mine. And this can't be. Now for this column, we've seen 1, 2, 3. So we've learned three things that are the same no matter how you choose the A. And I think we could argue sort of more easily maybe on columns. But the point is, I can mark this a mine, and explore this, and hopefully this will give me some clues. This is a mine, explore this. It's a 1. That didn't really help. Ah, but putting a mine here gave me the 0. I was wrong. It's not a mine. Why? Tough episode, huh? Alright, I don't think we're getting through any more puzzles this episode. I don't remember if I got any of them right, or if I made a mistake on both of them. I know the last two had mistakes, but I don't remember if I did any more before that. Was Series of Tubes this episode? I think it was. Okay, well, we'll take that as a victory. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.